This is Techu. Techu is a two-player card game with infinite strategies. No two games are the same, and each one will test your ability to outmaneuver and outscore your opponent. The game is simple. It's red versus black, and the card suit, it doesn't matter. It's a fair game because each player's cards have the same value. The only difference is red and black. There are a total of 25 spaces on a 5x5 grid. Players take turns playing cards, and the game ends when both players are out of cards. The winner of the game is the player who has the most spaces at the end. And if both players have the same amount of spaces, the game ends in a tie. When starting a game, split the deck into red and black. And the more you play, the faster you'll get at this. Each player picks a color and then shuffles their deck. To begin, each player draws 3 cards. Then choose a card to play. A player can play whatever card they like, but whatever player has the lowest card gets to start the game. This is your home row, the 5 spaces on the grid that are closest to you. You can play any time on your home row, and the game always starts from the center position. If both players play the same card on the first move of the game, this is called I go to short. Both players draw again and play again in their home row. If this happens again, which isn't very often, just repeat until one player has a lower card than the other. This person will go first. Here we can see that red's card is lower, so they will continue the game. Red has 2 home row spaces available, but also has spaces in their second row available. Since those cards can connect back to the home row, they can be played there. Black is in the same situation as red, and has the same available spaces on their side. Red draws again, and has a new available space. They can play here because this card can connect back to their home row. Black now draws, and has empty spaces available, but also has the opportunity to take one of red's spaces. In this case, the 6 outranks the 5, so it is played on top. Red and black can continue this battle, but if an ace is played, nothing can beat it. Aces are strong cards and very important. Each player has only 2 and carefully considers their placement in each game. Red can no longer progress forward and must now go around the ace. As the game continues, players can play anywhere as long as they can connect back to their home row and their card outranks their opponents. Creating blocks and cutting off players from their home row are also crucial parts of the game. Here, red is progressing up the side, but black cuts off the 7 from its home row. But red has a queen and can beat the jack to reconnect their 7. The game continues in this fashion until all cards are played. Each player must carefully consider the placement of their cards to outmaneuver and outscore their opponent. At the end, each player counts up how many spaces they have, and the player with the most spaces at the end of the game wins. And remember, if both players have the same number of spaces, the game ends in a tie. Not all games finish using all 25 spaces. Every game finishes with a unique look that often tells the story of the game which was just played. Here are 2 important things to remember. You can play on top of your own card as long as it outranks the card below it. Here you see that black does not have any available spaces to put their cards. Instead, they will put the 5 on top of the 3 to reinforce it. A player can also discard rather than play on their turn. Here, black discards their 2. So what is a Techu? You can get a Techu in 2 different ways. One is to win the game and finish by putting a 2 on an empty space. Another way to win is by putting a 3 over a 2 for the final move of the game. It especially feels great when a player wins the game by 1 point. Good luck finding your strategy.